All right, I'm here with Alexander Mercouris, editor-in-chief of the Duran. Alexander, the Democrats have lost their mind, completely lost their mind. Just when you thought that Russiagate was over, they had the Barr testimony in Congress, and that was just a complete disgrace, a complete fiasco. But it didn't end there. You now have Democrats who are calling, congressmen, senators, who are openly calling to arrest Attorney General Barr. I mean, they're actually saying on CNN and MSNBC, and they're being encouraged by CNN and MSNBC to actually make statements which say we want the Sergeant of Arms of the United States to put handcuffs on Attorney General Barr, to handcuff the Attorney General. Alexander, what is going on in clown world?
Well, clown world is exactly right. I mean, I think a lot of people have many screws loose, frankly. I mean, the idea that you can arrest the Attorney General of the United States is just absolutely, completely, and ridiculously silly. The way you remove an office holder, like the Attorney General of the United States, by the way, is by impeaching him, which, of course, the Democrats don't have the votes to do, because the Republicans control the Senate. What the Democrats can do is that they can pass a vote in the House of Representatives saying that he is in contempt. The Republicans did the same to Eric Holder. Nothing happened. Eric Holder being, of course, Obama's Attorney General. Nothing happened to Eric Holder. Nothing is going to happen to William Barr. And to be absolutely clear, the pretext, the issue around which this whole thing, this whole hysteria is based, is a nonsensical one, because he is not releasing to the Democrats the complete, pure, unredacted Mueller report. He cannot do that because doing that is against the law. Not only is some parts of that report classified, but other parts are covered by grand jury proceedings. The Justice Department, the Attorney General, does not have the legal authority, the legal mandate to publish parts of a document that are covered by grand jury requirements. And this is very well understood. So this is absolute, complete nonsense. It is the most juvenile and idiotic sort of grandstanding. It is going to backfire horribly on the Democrats. And I'm going to tell you one person who isn't in the least bit impressed or intimidated or frightened by it. And that person is, of course, William Barr, who gives every indication of pressing on with all the things which he is going to do, which are the things that the Democrats are really frightened of, which is all these investigations he's going to launch on the illegal surveillance of the Trump campaign during the 2016 election and the orchestrated leaks of the early stages of the Russiagate investigation in order to discredit and delegitimize Donald Trump after he was elected president and before, and the role the Democrats and the Hillary Clinton campaign had in getting the Russiagate hoax, conspiracy theory, call it what you like, started in the first place. That is what has the Democrats really worried.
All right, and we're going to play a video of the Democrat insanity of them actually going on to the fake news media and calling for Barr to be handcuffed and arrested. But real quick, Alexander, your thoughts. The Democrats would like Barr, they would like to subpoena Barr, and they would like Barr to field questions from attorneys and staffers. What do you make of that request?
Well, I mean, that's an idiotic request. That's never happened before to any Attorney General of the United States, and William Barr has made absolutely clear that he's not going to submit himself to that kind of absurd indignity. No doubt the Democrats will try and take it up with the court. The courts will not support them. I'm confident of this, and of course the Senate, which is the other part of Congress will have nothing to do with this nonsense either. So we shouldn't take any of this grandstanding seriously. It has no basis. If necessary, I've no doubt that William Barr will be happy to take this all the way up to the Supreme Court of the United States, which will rule decisively in his favor.
Yeah, the man is a rock. He is rock solid. Yeah.
Well, he knows what he's doing. I mean, he is a genuine attorney general. He's just not going to play this idiotic game that the Democrats want him to play. And he's going to press ahead with his investigations and bring back, I hope, constitutional government to the United States.
Yeah, well, speaking of idiots, let's roll the video of the idiot Democrats and their cohorts, their partners in crime, the idiot fake news. Mainstream media calling for Barr to be handcuffed and arrested.
The Attorney General committed a crime.
He lied to Congress. He lied to Congress. If anybody else did that, it would be considered a crime. Nobody is above the law, not the President of the United States and not the Attorney General. Being the Attorney General does not give you a bath to go say whatever you want, and it is the fact because you are the Attorney General. It just isn't true.
Should he go to jail for it?
There's a process involved here, and as I said, I'll say it again, and how many other questions you have, the committee will act upon how we will proceed.
Of course, even Sam Ervin, you remember Senator Sam Ervin, the Watergate, chairman of the Watergate Committee, he threatened, and very, very explicitly, anybody from the administration, including the president, that did not show up for a subpoena, and they would be arrested. He was threatening arrest at that time, back in the early 70s, under Watergate. So this is not completely out of the question, and although Republicans like Lindsey Graham, will talk about it when their person is not actually, their administration is not under the gun, this is something that is necessary to threaten because otherwise, and this is the important point, otherwise there is no power in Congress, in the House or the Senate, each chamber separately, to oversee what the administration is doing. The Constitution makes these branches of government co-equal branches, and it's not co-equal if the president can just say, well, forget it. I'm going to order everybody to basically reject any subpoena, any request for information, and it doesn't matter if you hold anybody in contempt.
Out front now, Democratic Congressman from California, Ted Lieu, who is on that committee. Congressman, Attorney General says, forget about it. He'll take questions from you, your colleagues, but he will not take them from your staff, from lawyers, and that if you insist on this, he will not show up. Chairman Nadler says there is no middle ground. So what are you going to do? Are you willing to risk Barr not showing up?
Thank you, Aaron, for your question. If Attorney General Barr doesn't show up this Thursday to Congress, then American people should ask two questions. What is he afraid of, and what is he trying to hide? Last term, when Republicans controlled the committee, we had numerous members of the Department of Justice come in and get interviewed by staff counsel. If it was good enough for Republicans last term, then it's good enough for Democrats this term. And if he doesn't show up, then we're going to enforce a subpoena and we're going to hold him in contempt.
Okay, so what does that mean? You're saying you're going to enforce the subpoena and hold him in contempt. What exactly does that mean? And obviously Nadler saying, quote, we'll take whatever action we will have to take.
Sure, happy to go through the process. So look, Bill Barr can be a partisan hack and a Trump stooge if he wants to, but he can't disregard the law. No one's above the law. And under the way the law is written, if he fails to comply with the congressional subpoena, then the House Judiciary Committee will take a vote. We're going to hold him in contempt when it's sent to the House floor. If the House floor votes him in contempt, then we can litigate this. We can also, without going to the court, start imposing fines on Bill Barr. We have an inherent power to enforce our own subpoenas. We will do so.